If you go far enough back in the Bible, way before David and Goliath, way before Moses and the Red Sea, you find a strange little story about bricks, a tower, and a sudden explosion of languages. It's only 9 verses long, but it tries to answer some big questions. Why are people spread all over the world? Why do we speak so many different languages? And what happens when human pride tries to climb higher than it should? This is the story of the Tower of Babel. The story takes place not long after Noah's Ark. In the book of Genesis, the flood is over. The waters have gone down. Noah and his family have stepped onto dry ground. God has given them a simple command: be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth. In other words, spread out, build communities, take care of the world. As the generations go by, Noah's descendants start to do exactly that. They move from place to place, traveling together as one big extended human family. At this point, the Bible says, the whole world had one language and a common speech. Everyone understands everyone else. No subtitles, no translation apps, no miscommunications because of words. On the surface, that sounds amazing. Total unity, smooth communication, one big team. But unity, by itself, is not always good or bad. It depends what you do with it. And that's where the trouble starts. As people migrate eastward, they come to a wide, open plain in a land called Shinar, often associated with ancient Mesopotamia, the area of modern-day Iraq. The plain is flat, fertile, and perfect for building. But there's a challenge: no stone. Instead of giving up, people get creative. They say to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They don't just dry bricks in the sun. They fire them in kilns, making them harder and stronger. They use tar as mortar. In modern terms, they're developing technology. They're upgrading from simple huts to serious architecture. And then comes the moment that changes everything. Someone has an idea. We don't know who said it first, but eventually, the whole group buys in. "Come," they say, "let's build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves and not be scattered over the face of the whole earth." Listen to their goals. Build a city. Build a tower to the sky. Make a name for ourselves. Avoid being scattered across the earth. At first glance, it sounds impressive, ambitious, driven. Isn't building things good? Isn't progress good? The problem isn't the bricks. The problem is the heart behind them. God had said, "Fill the earth." They say, "Oh, stay here, in one place." God had designed humans to bear his name. They say, "Let's make a name for ourselves." It's not just about construction. It's about independence, reputation, and control. This tower isn't just a tall building. It's a symbol, a monument to human greatness, without reference to God. Then the scene shifts. The Bible says, "The Lord came down to see the city and the tower that the people were building." That's a bit of holy sarcasm. From the ground, the tower probably feels huge, tall, impressive, cutting-edge architecture. From God's perspective, he has to come down just to take a look. It's tiny. The point isn't that God literally can't see it from a distance. The point is how small our biggest achievements look next to his greatness. God sees what they're doing and what it means. He says, if as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Again, this isn't about God being threatened by human skyscrapers. It's about what happens when a united humanity uses its power in the wrong direction toward pride, self-exaltation, and rebellion. We've seen hints of this in history. People uniting to conquer and crush. Ideologies spreading across nations. Technology used for harm as much as for good. Unity plus pride plus power is a dangerous mix. So God decides to intervene. He says, "Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other." It's kind of ironic. The people said, "Come, let us build." God says, "Come, let us go down." Their plan is met by a bigger plan. Suddenly, everything changes. Workers show up for another day on the tower. They grab their tools, their bricks, their tar. Someone shouts an instruction, and the person next to them stares blankly. The words sound like gibberish. He answers back, And now, the first guy doesn't understand him either. Groups begin shouting at each other in different sounds. Confusion spreads like a wave. Orders get lost. Arguments break out. Teams split apart, not because they want to, but because they literally cannot understand each other. The construction grinds to a halt. The unity they were so proud of is broken. What happens next is exactly what they were trying to prevent. They scatter. People move away in groups, following those they can understand. Some go north, some go south, some head east, others west. They leave the city behind. The tower remains unfinished, a monument, not to human glory, but to human pride and God's response. The Bible says, that is why it was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there, the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth.